Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and for the next 2 weeks, our show is being presented by Barton Insurance Agency, who represents 10 reputable companies from their offices in Kentucky, Grantham, New London, and Sunapee. Barton Insurance is devoted to serving the community with the best insurance coverage at the best price and the right fit for you. Ben Barton, the owner, will discuss the value of buying your insurance locally instead of online. Tanya Wilkie will tell us about the early days of the Lake Sunapee region, VNA, and Hospice. We'll hear about Part 2 of the KARS program here in the Kearsarge area. Amy Drummond and Tanya Frost will tell us about the 2021 Duck Drop at Mount Sunapee, raising funds for the Boys and Girls Club. Don't go away because October is coming upon us, so you won't want to miss this week's edition of Your Yankee Chronicle. Stay with us.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. With more frequent major weather events, don't say again, I should have installed a generator. H.R. Clough provides the best home generator systems available from Generac. Our highly trained personnel provide you a complete turnkey installation. For a free estimate, call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from Barton Insurance Agency right here on Main Street in New London, with other locations in Sunapee, Grantham, and Kentucky. And I'm now joined by Ben Barton himself. Hi, Ben.
Hello, Abby.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for being our host for these 2 weeks. It's fun to be here at your New London office.
Thanks for coming.
It's great to be here. I've actually never stepped foot in here, so here we are.
Great.
Let's talk about not only Barton Insurance Agency, because that's why we're here, but you are no stranger to this area, born and raised, and have raised a family here. I know some of your kids quite well. So tell us about your history here first.
Well, I think the history goes back to Mom and Dad.
Yep.
Starting the business from scratch, and that was in 1954.
Wow.
2 years before I came along. And the rest is kind of history up until the point of my re-entry in 1979. And by the time 85 came along, I bought the business from my father. So it's been a great business. It's a great territory to work in. Of course, we all know that. We live here. But it's been a pleasure to be able to have a business that's been successful and provide for my family. And here we still are.
And you've been very involved in this community as well.
Try to be. I think it's something I like people.
Yep.
I'm a people person. Sales is kind of up my alley.
Sure.
And to be involved in groups and be associated with community efforts. I heard you talk about the Duck Drop.
Yep.
We support those
That's
kinds
great.
of things, of course, throughout the community, in the communities we are in. So, yes, to live in a community like this is to be involved in a community.
Very much so. And I know your parents played a big part in the outing club as well, which we frequent and get updates for. Right. And so I know very well invested in this community, which is great. And I'm sure since 1985, when you purchased the business, you've seen the world of insurance change.
Oh, absolutely. Of course, the way the business is procured, sales is definitely different. You're not knocking on the doors as much as you used to, although commercially you do. I actually tend to enjoy that angle of the business.
Yeah, driving and knocking.
Driving and knocking, because that's where the business starts from, and developing a relationship with people on a face-to-face basis. Now, you can't do that electronically.
Right.
You can't. Now, of course, I say that, and there's Zoom, and there's Teams, and there's all sorts of electronic ways to communicate. But in the end, we feel that business relationship continues on because of the face-to-face that we've done over the years. Now, having said that, we recognize that even applications are being signed electronically, and all of the work that's done is via email and Outlook and what have you. So the website is most important this day and age for new clients who get our names through their friends and brokers and realtors, et cetera, et cetera. So we invite you to the website at nhins.com so that you can see who we are. We have information about us and how to get quotes, etc.
That's really important. And you also have, like we mentioned at the beginning, 3 other office locations besides New London. Is New London the birthplace of Barton Insurance, and then you've grown from there?
Yep, that's exactly right. Yes, that's exactly right. The folks started out on Main Street where I went back as a baby, and you can't miss the orange siding on the house where I grew up.
Okay.
And they had an office there until '68.
Okay.
Then George Crescenti built the shopping center next to his brother Frank. And you folks know Crescenti's Market.
Yeah.
Who've been here for a while.
Yep.
And the shopping center was where my father's real estate operation really grew tremendously along with the insurance business. And but by the time I came along and things were changing in the community, as you suggested,
sure.
I needed to find a home.
Yep.
And by and by, I found this location at 52 Main Street.
Amazing. And then Grantham, Kentucky, and Sunapee came in years to follow.
And I just felt that if we were going to be able to attract local business to those small communities, we had to have a presence. And so by the time all those kids that you referenced earlier grew up and moved on and moved out and done very well, I'm very proud of them all. I wanted to branch out into these smaller communities and create a presence.
Amazing. Next week when we're back here, we will talk about the value of using a local insurance agency to buy your personal and business insurance. But this wraps up our first interview for this week, and we really appreciate you being the host.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. When we return, Tanya Wilkie, the first professional services director of the Lake Sunapee Region VNA, will tell us about her early years there. First, please listen to these words from the businesses that make your Yankee Chronicle possible.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to have a highly trained H.R. Clough technician perform an annual maintenance and inspection of your gas or oil system to help you avoid a failure in the dead of winter. Call now to set up an appointment. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to protect yourself from the potential rising costs of fuel. The H.R. Clough Smart Pay Plan offers you the very best price. Call and talk to one of the expert staff about the right plan for you and your home. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. Many of you know Tanya Wilkie, but do you know what her dream job was when she became an RN? Let's learn more. Hi, Tanya.
I was 23 years old when I was hired as the first Director of Professional Services for the Kearsarge Visiting Nurse Association. The funny part was the only person I was directing was myself and one other part-time staff nurse. In 1975, the Kearsarge Visiting Nurse Association was only 5 years old, and they had an operating budget of $17,000, $10,000 of which was my salary, and I was absolutely thrilled with it, and $7,000 was split between the part-time staff nurse and medical supplies. We were very fortunate to be rent-free here at New London Hospital. We had a very small office space. Well, I quickly fell in love with home care. There is an expression, you will never work a day in your life if you love what you are doing. I had found my passion and I was making it happen. It was the best way to practice nursing, which was visiting clients in their own home environment, where they wanted to be. Well, when I sort of think back of the 15 years I was at the VNA and what some of our sort of major accomplishments were during that period of time, clearly developing the maternal child health program comes to mind. We were fortunate that Charles Albano was the first. He was the director of maternal child health services for the state of New Hampshire, and he helped us have the first well child clinic in the state of New Hampshire, which was in Warner. And we then had well child clinics throughout the areas that we covered, providing pediatric services. Another major accomplishment during that period of time had to be merging the Newport Home Health Agency. Sharon Urban was the executive director, and it was a wonderful person to work with the Kearsarge Visiting Nursing Association, forming the Lake Sunapee Region VNA, and we expanded our catchment area from 7 towns to 17 towns, and greatly expanded the services that we could offer. Another major accomplishment was becoming a Medicare certified hospice during that period of time. And that allowed us to receive reimbursement to provide terminally ill care in clients' home, which is where they wanted to be. So there was no GPS, there was no cell phone service, and the maps didn't have many of the back roads on them that I needed to travel to see clients. I was fortunate that Brad White, some of you listening may remember him as a realtor in New London, he would find my car pulled along the side of the road and pull up and say, "KVNA, are you lost again?" So getting lost was one struggle. Bad weather, we were like the postman. We would, deliver neither snow nor rain nor heat nor the gloom of night could keep us from our route. Well, it was the same with the visiting nurses. We went out in all kinds of weather. I remember Addie Stewart, a visiting nurse from Bradford, who went out on a snowmobile in a blizzard to provide much needed services to a client.
Interesting. Next week, we'll hear more about her first years at the VNA. When we come back, we'll hear more about the KARS program to provide automobiles to those that need but can't afford them. But first, another edition of the businesses that serve you and our Yankee Chronicle.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick Must-See Bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. H.R. Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call H.R. Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel. Last week, we heard about the job needs of individuals that don't have automobiles in the rural area. Hi, ladies, tell us more.
Thank you, Abby. We'd like to introduce you to some people this morning that are here from a new program called Cars for Kearsarge. Here we have Terry Bingham from CREM, Kearsarge Regional Ecumenical Ministries, and we have Terry Matson from KNP, Kearsarge Neighborhood Partners. And we'd like to tell you about this new joint effort. Terry, other than being able to get to work, what are some of the additional challenges for people who don't have access to transportation?
Another excellent question, and there are many. They would include starting with just accessing food and other daily living essentials, accessing social services, getting to doctor's appointments, dental appointments, getting to certain appointments that occur on a recurring basis, such as physical therapy. Physical therapy is something that you go to at least once a week, sometimes more than once a week. And also accessing mental health services. You can imagine people who have been in crisis, all of these things. There's nothing you can do without a car, without having to depend on somebody else. And that takes a toll in a number of ways. It doesn't just take a toll in something that's practical, like being able to get somewhere, but it can really take quite an emotional toll on people who are already having enough stress in their lives.
Terry Matson, Cars for Kearsarge has designed a set of parameters to determine good candidates for obtaining a vehicle and for getting repairs on an existing vehicle. How do you decide who qualifies for a vehicle or for repairs?
KNP has developed a pretty extensive program with Cars for Kearsarge, including an application process. So if anybody out there feels like they are in need of a vehicle, we encourage them to go to the KNP website and apply and take the information that is available. The way that we decide who deserves a car or who is going to grant a car under this program is very complicated, and there is a committee that will look at all of that.
You know, another thing that came about when CREM and KNP, which are complementary organizations, we found out that we were frequently getting, I wouldn't say deluge, but we were frequently getting requests to repair really, really older cars on a very, very expensive basis. And so we kind of got that into our thinking when we were developing the application process. And CREM, it was a group of CREM and KNP people together who went ahead and did that. And actually, we're excited about it. We hope that people who apply are going to be excited too.
Well, and I think that it's important that people don't refrain from applying if they want to be considered, because we would like to have as many people apply as feel like they need to. And the other benefit of this program is that whoever applies will be matched up with an advocate, a KNP advocate, which is a great service. And the advocate will work with people to be able to help them navigate the application process and maybe help them with other things that KNP is trained in helping our neighbors with.
Terry, will vehicles and repairs be completely donated by Cars for Kearsarge, or will candidates contribute to the acquisition of the cars?
Actually, it's going to be both. We really want to encourage our neighbors to have ownership of the car and the repairs and really being involved with the process, because our whole mission at KMP and the Cars for Kearsarge program and CREM is to enable our neighbors to be independent. So if a neighbor can afford to contribute in some way, we would love that. However, that's not going to be a barrier in people being able to receive a car.
Thank you. Next week, we'll hear about how you can help this important program. When we come back, we'll get the lowdown about this year's duck drop at Mount Sunapee Resort. Stay with us as we bring you a few words from the local businesses that are still with us even during these crazy COVID times.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to have a highly trained H.R. Clough technician perform an annual maintenance and inspection of your gas or oil system to help you avoid a failure in the dead of winter. Call now to set up an appointment. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Simple solutions in a challenging world. Let Echo Communications make your life simpler. From the beginning, creating design through the commercial print process and ending with custom mailing, all easily coordinated in one place. Echo Communications provides simple solutions in a challenging world. One place, many solutions. Learn more at echocominc.com.
At H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. Now is the time to protect yourself from the potential rising costs of fuel. The H.R. Clough Smart Pay Plan offers you the very best price. Call and talk to one of the expert staff about the right plan for you and your home. Call the H.R. Clough Company today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
Welcome back. I'm Abby Peel, your Yankee Chronicle host. Amy Drummond from North Cape Design Build and Tanya Frost of the Boys and Girls Club get us pumped up for the 2021 Duck Drop. Hi, ladies.
Yes, the Duck Drop is coming up. It is on October 9th, Saturday, at Mount Sunapee Resort during the Fall Bash weekend. All proceeds will go to the Boys and Girls Club of Central New Hampshire, along with 2 local charities, the Shine Local program and Center for Arts, the Atlas Project. We're very excited about this 5th year. We are hoping to do $160,000 in sales to bring our 5-year total to $500,000. So it's a big goal, but everything is shooting and hoping that we're going to be getting that money and raising those funds. So come out for an awesome event, back in person, ride the lift, toss your ducks, all for a great cause of the Boys and Girls Club. Last year was an unusual year, as we all know, due to COVID, but we felt the importance and urgency to keep the event going. So we really used our creative juices and we kind of adapted and went with what we could do, and it was a virtual event, and we wanted to keep raising those funds for the Boys and Girls Club because we all know how important it is to keep the funds coming to this important group. We weren't able to use the lift during COVID, but we had a great solution. We got a sponsor, they donated a crane lift for us, and we threw the targets from high above, and we picked the closest to target, just like we normally would do, but all on social media. So it was a great event that just kept the activity, the fun going, and now we're back in person, and we couldn't be happier. And now I'd like to introduce you to Tanya Frost, who is the events manager at the Boys and Girls Club of Central New Hampshire.
Hi, so the Boys and Girls Club of Central New Hampshire, we are in Concord all the way up through Sutton and New London. We have 24 locations. We serve 2,000 families annually. We now have infant programs, so we take from 6 weeks old up to high school age. And what we want to do is just continue to support our youth as well as our communities and the surrounding communities. So this event in particular is just one of those. Not only is it unique and fun and a don't miss, the funds that come in from this really do help to keep our kids enrolled in our programs here. So we at the Boys and Girls Club of Central New Hampshire do about a dozen events throughout the year for fundraising. The Duck Drop is, again, one of our most unique, and we love this one. And so thanks to Amy and Brett and North Cape Design for creating this. But we also have coming up on December 11th, our TV auction. It's going to be our 48th year, which is just fantastic. And we do golf tournaments and other fun events throughout the year. So feel free to check us out. So make sure to visit us at centralnhclubs.org and see what events we have coming up that you might be interested in participating in.
Thank you. And just to wrap up, the event is on October 9th. It's from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock with the winners being announced at 3 p.m. right at the base of Sunapee Express. And please make sure you go online at nhduckdrop.com to make your purchase of ducks, because we have sold out in years past, and I think this year is going to be the same. So get online, purchase those ducks. It's all for a good cause, Boys and Girls Club of Central New Hampshire, and we can't wait to see you all at the mountain.
Thank you. A lift ride during peak foliage and a chance to win big prizes is a great combination, and for a good cause. Check it out. Next week, we'll be back here as Kathy Raymond tells us about the Ledyard Bank video contest, where the Lake Sunapee region VNA and Hospice is competing for much needed funds and how you can help. We'll have our final segment of the KARS program and how you can get involved. Tanya Wilkie will provide part 2 of her early history of the VNA. And we'll close our Yankee Chronicle presenter with Ben Barton of Barton Insurance Agency. Don't miss our live football game of the week at ycnnow.com with replays on WYCX every Sunday and Monday at noon and 5 p.m. Friday night we'll be on the air live at 6:52 as the Hurricanes of Hartford host Brattleboro. Our live football games are brought to you by HR Clough, LaValleys, Barton Insurance, and Echo Communications. Other programs on WYCX's Outside Television includes original shows featuring the most exciting extreme sports from rock climbing, biking, water sports, and of course skiing. I'm Abby Peel. Tune in at the same time next week for another Yankee Chronicle. Stay safe, everyone.
Warner's Main Street Bookends has been your community bookstore since 1998 and voted Yankee Magazine's Editor's Pick must-see bookstore. Bookends is a full-service store offering a huge selection of current fiction and nonfiction with children's book selection, toys, and games. Bookends has a huge card selection for all occasions, along with Main Street Marketplace and Gallery in the attached barn. 100% solar, Main Street Bookends of Warner is building your community one book at a time.
At HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, we sell, install, tune, and repair heating and cooling systems and deliver your fuel oil and propane. But we're much more. HR Clough installs water conditioning systems to purify your water and add life to your hot water heating system. Now is the perfect time for one of our expert staff to evaluate your needs. For a free estimate, call HR Clough today. Over 4 generations of local ownership and dependable service.
There's a big difference between a big box store and a LaValle Middleton building supply.
When you're a local store, you need to compete with the bigger chains. So we've combined our purchasing power with over 300 independent lumberyard and home centers, and we've passed those savings on to you.
Our customers have grown up with our stores, and now their kids are shopping here with our kids.
We have everything you need for any home improvement project you can think of.
And the possibilities are endless.
If we had a motto, it would be neighbors helping neighbors build a community.